It just makes me want to just leap off of the screen, you know?
No, I leap out of a book. It was a book. Okay, it was a
I
book.
know it was a book. I said it made me want to leap off of the screen. I know what I said.
I know what you said too. I love it. I'm excited today because you were bringing, three of your amazing women,
Yeah.
hold on a second,
Our,
because I am a board member,
yeah.
our amazing women, and, from the Women OIII. And Crystal, before we get started, I would love for you to just share with everybody what we're doing today. Why are you doing a hostage takeover at Action Takers Publishing?
Hostage takeover. Well, hey, everyone, as I normally say. My name is Dr. Crystal Richardson, and I'm so extremely happy to be here with my dear sister from 1,000 years, Miss Linda Sunshine West. And I get called Sunshine too sometimes. And so she gets jealous when that happens. I just want to
I
kind
do
of
not.
throw that out there. But yes, so we are Women of Impact and Innovation International. We just had our second annual summit in Pittsburgh, our Powerful Women Summit. This year, the theme was in relation to worth, wealth, and wisdom. And the ladies that you're going to hear from today were some of our speakers, some of our authors, some of our award recipients. And we're just happy to be able to have them on. And thank you, Linda, again for setting this up for us so that we can just add more value to them as well as to the world, because this is a worldwide platform. And so we'll be able to have their stories shared even more. So thank you.
Yes, of course. And we're all about you, me, like all the people in our circle. We're all about lifting others and sharing their message with the world. So it's my honor and privilege to be able to do this. And I won an award last year at the event. It was my first award ever, like as my own. I was in band and we won band awards, but I never won like a personal award that was like for me. So Crystal, this is awesome. This is awesome.
It was awesome. And when that happened, we all did like, oh, we were like, oh. And so this year, I told you yesterday, Megan's daughter won it because she was all over the place selling, helping people exercise, selling other people's books. She sold out of her books. And so a 9-year-old Linda won the award this year.
A contender. Yeah. I love it. Well, let's do this. Let's get right into it. We're going to bring up our first guest today is Dr. Emily Letran. And I met Emily, I think my first time at Secret Knock many years ago. Emily, so excited to have you here today. And go ahead and unmute yourself so we can hear from you. But Emily, share with us a little bit about you and what do you want people to learn about yourself and what you do to help people to leverage themselves, their exceptional leverage coaching. Dr. Emily?
Well, I am so honored to be on here. As you see, I'm in my working clothes, right? Because as women, we will respond to whatever request at whatever time in the middle of the day if we have that opportunity to come and serve. And in the last summit, you were talking about worth, wealth, and wisdom. And, it's such an honor for me to be there to share my story, because coming to this country as a refugee, the last thing you think about is wealth, right? And having to overcome that challenge, thinking, am I worth it? Should I invest in myself? Should I do this? Should I step out my comfort zone? It's so comfortable being a dentist and establishing the business. Why do I want to do more? Why do I want to join WOIII and hang out with, and Crystal hate this word, but badass women who are doing things and achieving things and serving with golden hearts. So what I want people to take away from this little chat is to be productive, right? In a way where you take care of yourself and you take care of your family and your kids and your husband and your extended family. But at the same time, you focus on what moves the needle, and you only focus on those things that you're the only one that could do it. And that's how you move your business forward. I think that's why, Linda, now you are heading a publishing company, right? When we first met at Secret Knock years ago, I think we were both attendees.
Yep.
And now we get on stage and we share our story. And what's most important is we empower other people to be able to step out of their comfort zone and have the light shine on them comfortably, or maybe not quite comfortably yet, but they step up to accept that challenge. And that's what's most important.
Mhm.
Yeah, I love this, Emily, and I know your story. We don't have time to go into it today, but definitely we want to connect with Emily at where is it? DrEmilyLetran.com. But Emily, what is it that drives you? Because you have a successful dental practice, right? Doing the coaching as well. What is it that drives you? Like, what is your why?
I think my biggest why is gratitude. For me, being able to do what I've done, it takes a village, right? It takes a global village. I've had the blessing to learn from business gurus and influencers, and some of them, they're not in the next town. They across the country, and being able to learn, because this country, the U.S., gives you such opportunity. All you have to do is say yes and look for ways to do it. And if you don't know the way, there are people like our sisters here who can show you the way, who can give you the opportunity. I went to the event really open-minded. um, I'm just going to go there, I'm going to speak, I'm going to hang out with my good friends, and now all of a sudden, I get invited to speak at other events, to be on other important boards, or what you want to call it, and opportunities open because I go there with the goal to serve and to share. So gratitude is a big thing that drive me, because a lot of time people would ask me, why are you doing this? Why do you take on one more thing? A lot of time what they don't understand is it's very strategic, that I know that what I'm doing will help other people. And gratitude, I think, is a great thing to have, whether or not you actually have received. Sometimes what you have right now is the work that somebody else have paved the way. And if you have that kind of sense in gratitude, I think you're going to see that you can do a whole lot more, and you have other people open door for you.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, thank you so much for being here, for sharing. I know you're short on time today, but Crystal, do you have a final question for Emily that we can embark on?
I do. I do. So
You
Emily
did.
did some really great things during her talk, and she had us, like tapping and beating on ourselves and all kind of different things. And a number of people that know Emily's journey had commented that they really, really enjoyed, seeing her growth and her stepping out and jumping into her greatness and being exceptional and being powerful. And so that's something that, for everyone who's watching it, whether you're a speaker now or not, or own a business now or not, Emily right here is an example of what's possible. And even above and beyond, because we all have where we have to start somewhere. And so I just wanted to acknowledge that and mention that to you, Emily, that I thank you for being there. And your testimonial was very heartfelt, because it was, Linda, it was really a heartfelt time. And just tell people just a little bit about the summit overall, like what your thoughts were about it. And
Yeah, and thank you so much for acknowledging the growth, right? People tell me that all the time. People who've known me for many years, and I tell them, unfortunately, it's not physical. At 4'11", I'm still staying at 4'11". But yes, the heart has grown, the brain, I think, has grown, and to be able to be at something like the WOIII summit, where I actually know the people who put on the summit. I know I'm one of the board members, but it's different when you actually know who's putting the gift bags out there, who's setting up the room, who's doing the AV. And thank you so much for your better half, Lady Crystal, Ben, who has taken the time to serve us at that event, running AVs and everything. Um, the for me, I'm a very spontaneous person, so it's easy for me to say, hey, yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that. But at that event, we were focusing on helping women who have gone through challenges, specifically domestic abuse. And it I haven't personally experienced physical abuse, let's put it that way, but verbal abuse, I think we all kind of put up with it at some point, right? And we all have our journey growing and probably facing some of those adversity. But so I wouldn't say I one of the people who endure that. But when you're surrounded in a room where any successful people who come up have a little bit of that piece to share, and then to actually witness, um, the absence of somebody who was supposed to be there but
Right.
couldn't be there, um, that hit me really hard. And I thought, okay, that hit me by surprise. I'm gonna pull myself all together. I'm all composed. And when Crystal asked me to give a testimonial, I started out with my own sassy way, and then all of a sudden it just hit me because the summit was so much more than that. I mean, it was an immediate personal growth challenge, and it actually affected me several days afterwards. And I told my kids that. And so I think to be memorable is difficult, right? We all set out and say, this, we're going to make a difference. We're going to do this and that for the people who are attending. But I think the one that just happened, the one before that was great too. But the one that just happened, I think it was so memorable in the sense that I think some of us who show up there, we didn't expect that, right? We knew that we were going to dedicate part of the time and part of our effort to help these women, but I didn't expect it to hit me that way, and to have the whole room all share the emotion with the women who were not in the room at the summit. um, I think that was very, very powerful. So congratulations, Crystal, for having achieved that, whether or not that was your goal, right? And Linda, we miss you there. And I think everybody there will share that same sentiment with me, is sometimes when you least expect, you get called to that higher
Right.
mission, right?
Right.
Because
Right.
we're all there to grow the business. I mean, everybody's there. I knew that we're going to do part of the event for philanthropy, which is something I do all the time. But to get it hit to the core and to see other people experience the same way, that was the unexpected for me. So we'll see how we're going to top that in Belize.
Crystal, I'd love you to respond to what Emily just shared, because boy, what an amazing testimonial about what happened. What she didn't expect did happen, and then so now it kind of opens your mind, your heart, your soul to what is possible. We don't know what's possible until we show up. So I'd love for you to respond to what Emily just shared.
Yeah. So just really quick, it was that we had certain things planned, and then there were certain things that were not necessarily planned, but it is a matter of the heart. So we talk about worth, wealth, and wisdom, and part of this has to do with the worth part. Like, we have to understand, ladies, that we are worth living for. We are worth living for. And so part of it, was what we've talked about in the last show, Linda, was the sisterslivesmatter.com, is that there's a lot of women that just need that extra word, that extra lean of a shoulder, that extra hand, that extra comment to let them know that they are worth it. They are worth it. And so sometimes that means that they need to leave whatever surroundings they're in. And it means a lot of different things. But one of our board members didn't make it. She paid to be on the board. She paid for the event and was not able to be there because she was killed by her husband, and then he killed himself. And so we did have a chair dedicated to her. We did have a portion of the summit that was dedicated to women who've been through a lot, that were still able to be there. But we said that we do not want to add another chair ever again at any other summit, that will be the first and the last chair that we will have to dedicate to one of our sisters. And so as Emily said, we go to these summits. She's been to a bazillion of them. She's always gone somewhere, trotting around the globe. And we present related to our businesses. We present related to different things that we are involved in. But this one did hit different. It hit different for a lot of people. And so I am just thankful that God led me to put this together and to lead what is going on here. It's not a Christian organization, but I'm just saying he leads me. So Women of Impact and Innovation International, it's about being impactful. It's not always about having where we are promoting our businesses. We do that too, but it's about what is the impact. So yes, Belize is going to be off the chain. There's a lot of new things that we will be doing there, and also have where we take suggestions from other people that on the planning committee. But I'm super, super, super excited about what we're going to do related to impact in Belize.
And I want to add just one more thing. You mentioned God, right? And I think for us, you can substitute that as faith, right? You believe that there's a higher being who can help you, but then don't just pray, right? There are resources. There are people like the brand new organization that we just created, Sister Lives Matter. Like reach out, be proactive. Praying is one part, but it's also take doing. And
It's action. We're
yes,
we're
yes,
action takers publishing. We're action to win. We are
yeah,
Innovation
exactly.
International. It's all about action.
Yes, yes, yes. And
Yeah.
and so sometimes when you're stuck, you feel like, okay, I'm gonna go pray. And then right after you pray to whoever higher being, go look up resources.
Yeah.
Ask your friend, right? Hey, I have this situation. How can you know who can help me? And you know how that is with the network. Sometimes you are not the person who could help, but you know who could help.
Right.
And I love that about our connection, about our organization, and our growth globally.
Yeah, definitely. So, with that said, Dr. Emily, I want to thank you so much for being here. As you can see on the screen right there, you can connect with her at dremilyletran.com. Go check her out. Dr. Emily, final words that you would like to share with the audience. Final words.
Well, I will see everybody in Belize, and I would like for everybody to just take one action today. It may not be an act. If it's not an action for you, for your business, take an action to help somebody else.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here, and thanks for
Thank you.
being part of this, being in our world. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Wow, Crystal. I mean, I've known Emily for a long time, and I myself, seeing the growth. She and I have been going through these growth spurts together. You're going through these growth spurts. It's because we're inserting ourselves into environments like this that are very supportive, uplifting, motivational, inspirational, like all the old words, right? All the words that ends with AL. And so we're doing that. We're inserting ourselves into these positions and there was a couple of things she mentioned. She said stepping into powerful and exceptional, into your powerfulness and your exceptionalness. And I shouldn't use those words, but exactly. But I love that because we all are powerful. And you mentioned this, we are all powerful in our own ways. And we might not know where that is today. And this is why inserting ourselves into environments like this can help us to find that. We might not believe that today. When I first attended Secret Knock, Crystal, actually, when I first attended CEO Space, which was after Secret Knock, I literally sat in my hotel room for 2.5 days. I didn't go out. I didn't talk to anybody. I ordered room service because I was too scared. I was like, why am I here? I don't belong here. I feel like an imposter. But the point is that I actually did go down eventually after 2.5 days. And I'm so glad I did, because the growth that I have gone through has been because I show up. So that's what WOIII is all about. You can check it out. Go to womenoiii.com. Just a lot of great information there, as well as the work that we're doing at WOIII is phenomenal. It's phenomenal, and it can help you to grow up. You're looking for that group of women who will support you, uplift you, motivate you, inspire you to keep going. Like Emily said, you got to take action, because we can pray, dream, hope, desire, manifest anything we want in life. But when it's staring us in the face, if we don't take action, nothing's going to happen. We have got to take action. So,
You preach, Linda.
I'm learning how to preach. I'm learning it from you, Crystal, because you are amazing, absolutely amazing. Well, do you have anything you want to say before we bring up our next guest, who is Donna and Pace?
Yeah, I just want to just say that yes, we're a new organization. This was our second summit. This is our second year-ish. And it doesn't mean that we're perfect, and all the different things, all the good things that you hear, we have different things that we're doing in the background to make it even better. And I'm just super, super excited about the vision and everyone that we have in this. It's amazing. And I thank you for being a part of this as well. So.
Thank you. It is the ultimate women's mastermind. It really is. It's about, bringing all these women together. We have all these different ideas, different backgrounds that we can come together and learn from each other and learn and grow. So with that said, we'll be back in just a minute. We're going to bring up our next guest, Donna.
I am powerful. I am worthy. I am creative. I am wise. I am beautiful. And together, we want to say to you, our sisters,
Sisters, keep believing, keep growing, keep rising. And the last thing we want to tell you is never forget that you are beautiful.
I like your music too. La 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 la. Okay. Oh, Crystal, this is fantastic. I one thing that I've learned is to be surrounded by people like you, that I'm going to meet other people like you. You know, there's this term that people say all the time, like, yeah, exactly, just like you. There's this term that people say all the time, I want to be surrounded by like-minded people. Now, the thing that I found for myself is that I really didn't want to be surrounded by like-minded people. I wanted to be surrounded by different-minded people, or what I like to call higher-minded people, people who think differently than me, people that can help me up level. And so that's what I'm always searching for, is those people that I can learn and grow from. And I have found that here, you know, with you and your group that you have compiled. And now I'm part of the group. I'm part of the team, as you reminded me yesterday. I'm part of the team.
Yeah.
So it's just phenomenal. I want to, just before we bring Donna up, I want to hear from you. What is it about this type of environment that made you decide to create it? Like, was it something that you were missing in your own life? Did you find there were other people in your life that were missing it? And what is it? Because why do we do what we do? Why do you do this, Crystal?
Well, it's because I had so much time on my hands, I needed to fill it, right? No, that was not it at all.
No.
And so, yeah, so during the pandemic, and you were, I believe, involved in some of that as well. When that all happened, like, we're all kind of like, quote unquote, used to COVID and used to restrictions and all that. But when it first happened, people are like, oh my gosh, what's happening? And so from a mindset and mental health perspective, a lot of people were really, really going through. And so I asked God, I was like, well, what do you want my response to be? I'm a doer, you know, be doers of the word and not hearers only. And so being a doer, being an action taker, I asked. And so I had where I was given the vision of having mindset summits. So the first one I had was with the women. And when I had that, and then I had the next one with the men who were just powerhouse men. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. And then I had one with the youth, and we, you know, had several others after that. But with the women, I heard God say, you know, you need your sisters. Like you had this, you know, for women, and you're not really a woman's woman because of all that happened growing up and being bullied, and mostly by women. That I was like, okay, God, no, I'm fine. I'm good. And he was like, no, you need your sisters. And then there was kind of like this silence from what I remember, of which that meant like, okay, you heard what I said, and this is what's about to happen. Like you need to do something with your sisters. And so I reached out to several women, and that's where the executive board came from, that I felt that I could align with. And it is the like-minded part, but not like-minded in the fact that they're yes people. It's not yes, Crystal, yes, anything, everything you say yes. It's where you surround yourself with people who are going to challenge you, who are going to help you rise, and you rise together, people that are going to make you better in various areas of life. And so I didn't want it to be a one-dimensional type organization. And so now we have 8 ambassador boards because we are all multidimensional. We all have one specific focus, or should, but we all have various areas of our life. If our health is not good, then we can't focus on our business. Or if we don't have some kind of spiritual connection, then that also affects us. We need to be creative and innovative. We need to have where we use our mind. We need to have in business that you do multimedia and marketing and publishing. And so when you look at all of these different types of boards, that's where all of this came from. And the summit reflected that. We had AI discussions, we had business discussions, we had health, fashion, we had like a lot of different things going on, but all with one common purpose, which is to honor wisdom and to raise up the next generation of powerful professional women leaders. So we had several college students that were there from University of Pittsburgh. We had several daughters of the ladies that were there. And in Belize, it's going to be a lot of amazing things that we're going to talk about. And so I just really just thank God for the vision.
Yes, and I love that, because we have vision, and then some people do something with it and some don't. So first your reaction was like, no, I'm good. I really don't want to, hang with the sisters. And I get it, because I was a tomboy. Boys were my friends, girls were my enemies. They used to just bash me and pick on me all the time. And so I saw women as a threat, through my corporate life. I also saw women as a threat. It's like, how can I stomp on people in order to get ahead, is kind of what I saw. And so when I brought together my women action takers, it was the same thing. I was like, really, women? Like, I'm going to work with a bunch of women? I'm scared of women, And so it really helped me to grow. Again, I was like, I listened, I was listening obediently and saying, okay, I guess this is the direction I'm supposed to go in. And I'm so glad I did listen, because what I've gained from it is, relationships like with you and the other women that I've met on this journey. And speaking of that, we're going to meet one of the women I haven't met yet myself. So we're going to meet Donna Ann Pace. Donna, it's so great to see you here today. How's everything going?
It's fine, thank you, Linda. It's amazing to be here, and thank you both for inviting me.
Of course, we're excited to have you. Your accent sounds like it's not from the US. You're from the UK, right?
Yes.
What was it about the WOIII that interested you? What got you involved in this summit? This whole thing. I'd love to hear your story on that.
Well, it came from when I traveled to Pittsburgh in 2018. Dr. Shelley Hipsky was doing a global mastermind and gala. And so I really wanted to go there and find my tribe and be with women where we could all uplift each other. And like, has been a part of these discussions, is to be supportive, to find women who are perhaps in the same sort of industry as you and learn from them. And so when this particular opportunity came up and I saw it a few months ago, I was like, right, okay, I've got to do whatever I can to get there. And as Crystal knows, I literally did whatever I could. I sold my bed, I sold my office desk, I sold some clothes. And I'm very grateful for Dr. Crystal to offer a partial scholarship to get me over there. And I am just truly blessed that I made it there. And it's, besides my children being born, I have to say it's one of the best weekends of my life.
Wow.
Yeah, Crystal, go respond, because I'm going to respond too, but I'd love you to respond first.
Yeah. So Donna she kept saying to me on Facebook Messenger and on our Zooms, like, I can't believe this. I can't believe you. Who are you? What are you doing? You don't even know me. Why are you helping me? This is so kind. This is so this, so that. And I was like, you need to be there. Like, I just have this feeling in my heart and in my mind that you need to be there. So we are going to do whatever we need to do to get you there. Yes. So she was originally and is affiliated, with the Global Sisterhood and with Dr. Shelley. And Dr. Shelley wants everybody there. So she's trying to I can't offer scholarships to everyone, but I'm like, look, okay, you've done all of this. The least we could do is do a partial scholarship. And she said, no. I'm like, wait. Okay, you need to sleep on this. She's like, oh, no, that's okay. That's okay. It's like, no, well, you need to sleep on this, and then we can talk about it tomorrow, because we need to look up tickets tomorrow to get you there. And I am so glad that she was able to come. Her book is amazing. She's amazing. And her life, like I always say, I hate saying her story, because story kind of sometimes sounds like it's made up. Her life has been so inspirational, and the product that she has that's inside of her book is something that's amazing too. So I want her to talk about that. But so she was one of our award recipients as far as being a woman of impact. And I was really happy to give it to her. Her face was in such shock. I don't know if she was mortified or if it was shock, but she's getting the award. But talk to them about your product and your book.
Well, before we go there, though, I'd like, because I do want to hear about that, of course, but I wrote something down here, is that you, Donna, you accepted the gift. you accepted the gift that Crystal was giving you. First, you resisted. It sounded like, first you're like, no, but then you accepted it. And so I just want to honor you for that, because so many of us are given gifts that we don't accept. And like, we have our own gifts and we don't use them, and or people offer us gifts and we don't accept them, but you did. And because of that, aside from your children being born, this is the greatest experience in your life. If you didn't accept that gift, you would not have had that experience. So I just want to congratulate you for doing that. And with that said, go ahead, share with us, about your book, and what is the thing that's Crystal alluded to, the thing that you have inside of your book. Like, what is that? What's she talking about?
Yeah, well, so my book is called Giving Women a Voice, and it's a collaboration of real life stories from women from around the world. There are 6 women from America, there are 2 from the UK, and there are 2 from Malta, because I have Maltese heritage. And 2 of the American co-authors I actually met at the Global Sisterhood Mastermind and Gala in Pittsburgh in 2018. And so it was nice to be able to give them that platform to share their story. So in a nutshell, after publishing my first book, which was my memoir in 2018, after going through a really nasty divorce and my kids leaving their family home, ended up alone, I thought, okay, what can I do to bring these women together from around the world and say, look, actually, you have a voice. It needs to be heard, because we have the right to not remain silent. So I wanted to give them that platform. And so it took me 18 months compiling it. I was grateful to a bank in the UK to support female business owners and received £2,000 to help me format and edit the book. The foreword is kindly written by a member of the European Parliament. And I know what it's like to be in a situation, and even now to this day, I have family members who have cut ties. It's a really difficult time. People in the community who choose not to talk to me. And it's, look, you can believe whatever narrative you've been sold, but I know the truth, and so do certain other people. And so to be able to bring these particular 10 women together and share their stories of surviving and thriving, and what they were up against. One of the ladies that I met in Pittsburgh, she's transgender. And so not only is she tackling that, but also because of her heritage from the Jewish community. So it's highlighting this diversity, this inclusion, and to say, actually, we all have a story. The words are powerful, and it needs to get out there. And so, yes, this is what I wanted to do. And yes, there are repercussions for speaking up. And to this day, there are still issues that I'm trying to deal with from certain people that know me. But then that gives me the fire in me to say, actually, I'm going to keep on doing what I'm doing. I'm going to keep on advocating. I'm going to support women that get in contact with me via my website, because I believe that this is my mission. This is what I was meant to do.
That's fantastic. So you're being led by the mission, what you're supposed to do. And you can connect with Donna at onevoicemychoice.co.uk. That's onevoicemychoice.co.uk. So what was it that inspired you to start this company? Crystal, did you have something?
I want her to say what's in the book. She has
Yes.
it in her.
Yes, what's in the book?
Okay, so I came up with an innovation a couple of years ago. And I've pitched it to lots of different people and major companies, but it didn't take off. So I've done it myself. So basically, it's I wanted to find a way for victims and survivors to find a discreet way to connect to my helpline to get emotional support or be referred to a national DA service. So I don't know if you can see it properly there, but I've created a car freshener which has my business logo, my name, and on the back is a unique QR code which links directly to my new helpline, and it also showcases traits of different forms of abuse like gaslighting, love bombing. Now, these car fresheners, okay, they are called car fresheners, but they are self-centered. Now, people have asked me, especially when I've done some things recently in the UK before going to Pittsburgh, and people have said, well, why are they not centered? Because I wanted to give control back to the individual to say, you can spray this with whatever scent you choose. It could be a perfume, an aftershave, it could be absolutely anything. But it can be something that evokes calm, tranquility. Perhaps it reminds you of a loved one. So at the moment, I've got these car fresheners, but they're also beer mats. And a local business in the town I live actually has them in their venue. And I'm trying to make this to go on a bigger scale. But at the moment, I'm just, since coming back from Pittsburgh, I've got clarity now with my business. And so I'm currently setting up as a community interest company and moving my business forward. There's only me at the moment, so I run the whole thing besides being a mum of 6 and juggling everything else. This is quite unique. I've not seen it before. And I know that I gave one to Crystal and one to Dr. Shelley, and I actually gave a signed copy of my book and one of these to the hotel as well. But so to kind of put it out there and kind of like sow that seed and go, right, okay, there is support out there on a global scale.
I love it. It's a car freshener that is freshened with your own life, like your own new life. Like you get to freshen it with that. So that's cool. I love it. Yeah, congratulations for going forward with it, because you tried some other people. They didn't buy into it. And you're like, screw that. I'm going to just do it myself. And congratulations. That's what the innovation is all about, right? The innovation here. So yeah, Crystal's the innovation queen for sure.
Yes.
Awesome. Yes. Crystal, what's a final question that you would like to ask Donna?
What I want to ask Donna is, how can we support you to blow this up?
Oh my goodness. Wow. I think doing this in itself for me is monumental. Just by having this kind of awareness of what I do on this kind of scale. I actually don't know the answer to that, and I'm really a woman who can talk a lot.
So don't worry about it. We'll talk about it.
At the moment,
I obviously have some ideas. So
okay, that's quite interesting. Then that's quite interesting.
And not just me, the other women as well. So we'll put you in the middle of a mastermind circle, and we're going to blow this up with you.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, definitely. And I wrote something down too, Crystal. So I have an idea too, something that came from this. I'm going to share what my idea is. Are you going to share what yours is, Crystal? Or are you going to wait till later?
We're going to wait till later. We have another guest.
Okay. Well, I'm going to share my idea really quick because this is my show after all. Okay. So here's what I wrote down. Because I would love to do a summit, and the summit name, here's what I came up with. Domestic violence, it's time to get out. And I would love to bring on women who have experienced domestic violence. I grew up in a very volatile, abusive, alcoholic household. I married somebody just like my dad, my first marriage, and I got out. And so I would love to host a summit that is centered around the abuse, but how you got out of it, and just to inspire, motivate, encourage others to get out as well. So mine is a short one that I just wanted to share that. And you have inspired me to come up with that. You're seeing your shirt title there. I was like, there's something there. I don't know what it is, but that's what popped into my head right now as we're here today. So I want to thank you for that.
Awesome. I think that means we need to get you a shirt, a Sisters Lives Matter shirt.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much, Donna. You keep doing what you're doing, and staying in this environment is definitely going to help to propel you forward faster for sure. Crystal has some ideas. I'm sure other people on the team have ideas, and we're going to be able to help you to blow this up. Okay.
Thank you.
Awesome. Have a great day. And thank you for tuning in from the UK.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Okay, Crystal. Oh man, I love it. That's the thing about, talking to people we don't know, is we get to get different ideas, different thoughts come up, and we don't act on everything, but it gives us different ideas that lead to the next ideas later as well. But this one is definitely one I'm going to act on. I mean, it felt so hard on my heart when she was mentioning that I remembering I have a story about this that I never really talk about because it's not my area of expertise, but I do have a story, and my expertise is that I did get out. that is my message, my story of what'd you call it? My life of expertise. And so, thank you so much for bringing these amazing guests to us today. So with that, we're going to go to a really quick commercial break, and we will be right back with Curia, and we'll see you in just a minute.
I am powerful.
I am worthy.
I am creative. I'm wise.
I am beautiful.
And together, we want to say to you,
our sisters, sister, keep believing.
Keep going.
Keep rising.
And the last thing we want to tell you is,
never forget that you
are beautiful.
You are beautiful in every single way. Oh, Crystal, I'm so excited to bring up our. Oh, you love it when I sing, don't you? Just say yes.
I do. I always tell my husband, like, there's certain people in a coma, you know, like you can bring Linda, and he's hilarious too. So, like, you know, all these people can come and help get me out of the coma. They're like, why do you talk like that? It's like, it's just because she would be able to do it. She'd start singing and I would just be like, blah.
I'd be singing you the 80s, okay? Like, I'm a girl of the 80s, big time. I'm not a material girl, but I love the song, okay? Okay, so we're going to bring up our next guest. Our next guest is Curia Cora. Curia, good to see you today. I hope you're enjoying the show. The goofy show we're having. Can you hear us? Oh, you unmute yourself.
Yes,
there we go.
I'm here.
Yes, awesome. It was great to see you here today. Excited to have you on the show, you know, talking about the Women of Impact and Innovation International, as well as the Powerful Women Summit that you just took part in. And first, before we get started, I would love to hear from you. Like, what was it that drew you to the summit or to Crystal? You know, I just would love to hear your part of how you came to being in Crystal's world.
I think as a woman, we have a powerful voice to share our testimony that can show how God has made you than a conqueror. That you can give him more honor and praise by sharing your story with others that he has done in your life. Essentially, that he can make other people to survive as a sister life matter is right now. And I think our story can help clearly a potential and help other people to feel less alone. Our stories are powerful because we are evoke a compassion and a merciful through other people that never hear the truth. And we also create opportunities to understand others better that cultivate the empathy and towards our own personal struggles.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love that. And I see behind you, you have Hitting Home Run with God. Is that a book of yours?
Yes,
why don't you share with us a little bit? Yeah, share with us a little bit about your book and how did that book come to be?
My first book was writing during the pandemic, as everybody else, where the pandemic hit our life. We have stopped, but it has a story to share, where my son was bullied in a school and he was in the hospital for 28 days. I sit down and I wrote my first book about hitting a home run with God, sharing my life, but also sharing how sharing this testimony about bullying. It can be powerful because most people are suffering of bullying, and women are also suffering of bullying, and they need a voice. They need somebody to share a testimony, and they can be more powerful because they can share how people can survive when they share our own stories and their own struggle, because you can save one life and you can save many lives also.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. The bullying it's a pandemic of itself, right? An epidemic. And bullying comes in the forms of verbal bullying as well as physical bullying. And sometimes the verbal bullying can last way longer than the physical bullying. And I know that there's a saying that we heard a lot when we were growing up, and I probably said it all the time too when I was young. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. And the opposite is absolutely true. Those words stuck with me for decades.
Mm-hmm.
The other people slung at me. And I'm sure the words that I slung at other people stuck with them for a long time too, which, I'm sad to admit that that's how I was, but it is how I was. So this message that you're sharing is so important, right? The bullying, it's got to stop, but how can we make it stop? I don't know that it ever will, but I think it's just bringing awareness that each of us as individuals, one at a time, that we can either stop bullying or, stop the bullying of others, or, stop the bullying of ourselves. And self-bullying is actually a problem as well, right? As self-bullying ourselves. Yeah. So Crystal, go ahead and speak on that a little bit.
Yeah. I just really appreciate you, sharing that, as part of your story. And like you said, a lot of us during the pandemic did a lot of writing. We did a lot of self-reflection, and with different people being sick, and I was sick during that time frame too. It really makes you just look at yourself and say, okay, why am I here? Or even why am I still here? Why did God see fit for me to still be here? And so being able to share that, and unfortunately, I think you said it was your son that kind of went through some things too, that all of that helps to shape who we are. And as women, sharing these stories and sharing our life helps other women to know that they're not alone if they are going through something similar, or somebody in their family is going through something similar. All of these things help us to help someone else. And so being an author, her information will be on our website. We have a features page. And so not WOIII, see, I almost said it wrong, womenoiii.com. There's a features page. And so she will be one of our featured authors for this year leading up to the next summit.
Awesome.
Thank you.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Thank you so much for bringing her here. Now, Curia, why don't you share with us, Insight Me Consulting? Is this the name of your company? If so, what do you do over there at Insight Me Consulting?
Insight Me Consulting is a company who can help individuals to step out of this comfort zone and to learn about emotional intelligence and resilience. And I think most powerful tool that somebody can have to fight back bullying, also violence, and living out of the comfort zone, that you can defend yourself against the society and against people. Because when you have a knowledge and you are self-aware of what happened around you, and you can help not also yourself, and you can help others to encourage and learning tools that can increase the perseverance, and you can be more resilient if something happened in your life and your house, like happened with me. I was having the opportunity to deal with this resilience as challenges in my life during a year. And thanks that I'm just teaching these techniques using the heart math and emotional intelligence, I was able to recover myself more about this episode that hit my life and my son's life and my family. And now I can step out and I can share my testimony with other people, that you can be alive and you can be aware and you can help others with sharing with testimony that is a possibility to survive, is a possibility to help others, stepping up, and I'm opening also a foundation to help my community around and to help other moms to be aware of this pandemic, because this is a post-pandemic, and I think it will be aware, and we need to be aware as a moms, and we need to teach our families to be open eyes every day, to have tools to be more resilient against people that wants to maybe take away your gift and talents, but don't let people take away your life, because life matters. Like the sister Life Matters.org.
sisterslivesmatter.com, right?
Yes.
Definitely go there. Yes. And I want to hear from you because you mentioned resilience many, many, many times in that. And so I want to hear from you, the resilience. Is this something that you've always had? And did you always feel like you were a resilient person? Or is this something that you gained later in life? And if later in life, how did you get to that point of having that resilience?
Actually, I have been very resilient through my whole life since I came here as an immigrant 20 years ago. And I have been facing so many challenges, and I discovered that it was a gift and talent that I was having. And I stepped up till I learned about how to share more resilient techniques with people, that I can help so many people around me to be resilient, because the resilience is the capacity to overcome struggles and to recover yourself after the struggle and facing a difficult situation in your life, because people are dealing with depressions and anxiety right now because they don't have the tools to be aware when they are living in a stressful situation and how to be recovered, especially because I helped my son, especially when he was in the hospital, to recover himself and to recover as a family, because it was a very stressful and very painful situation that we fear in the past.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, congratulations on that, because we are all resilient, right? But I think sometimes we don't believe it. And that's where it's that having that belief in ourselves that really helps us to catapult and move forward. So Crystal, do you have any final questions for Kyria? Did I say it right? Pronounce it for me, please. Kyria.
Kyria.
Okay. Kyria. Okay, good. Okay, Crystal, do you have any final question for Kyria?
Yeah. I just wanted to thank you all. Thank you, first of all, for being on the show today and sharing about your books and your testimonies, if you will. And wanted to know, what next is happening. And do you have like another book that you're working on? Do you have any events?
Yes, actually, I'm launching my English version because as an immigrant from Venezuela, I wrote my first book in Spanish and now it's in English. And my plan for the future is to share this message that I have in my book. I'm living in a resilient and opening and a foundation. And I invite people to be part of this awareness plan that help other people and other women and other moms to be more resilient and to apply the emotional intelligence, and help other kids to have these tools to be more protected in the future and work as a CEO in this organization. I will educate the school and the students first in my language, in Spanish, and then in English. And thank you for this opportunity to be in this program and to be part of the Women Summits that I find so many stories behind us. When you struggle with your own story and you have the step out of the comfort zone and you share and you can be willing to help other women, God can reveal a plan for you. And this is my invitation, that God can help you in so many ways, and you will be the light for others to be a sunshine and to save one life at a time, sharing your own testimony with others.
Awesome.
Oh, awesome. I love that. So what's something that we can do, as Crystal asked Donna earlier, what's something that we can do to support you today?
Today is just continue learning how to be more aware of bullying, especially in your house, that we are the best example for our family and for our daughter and sons, because the bullying starts at home. When you are living a life with love and compassion with others, is no way that bullying can hit other people around. Our home has to be a loving, caring, and compassionate home when you can learn and you can talk about bullying with your family, and you can allow them to share only compassion and loving everybody around, no matter what the color, religion, and the status. This is my message today, that you can help me to spread love and compassion around our house first, because this is our first ministry. And then our sons are going to be the outcome of what you are teaching in your house, and how bullying can stop is being aware how you are in the house. Let God be your own love, and then to share with others.
Oh, what a great message. It does. It starts at home, and we're teaching our kids how to treat others and how to be treated. And so it's really important for us to understand what's going on inside of our home. So if you're looking for help, I know Crystal's going to mention the hotline that was domestic violence hotline.
Yes. So sisterslivesmatter.com has on the front page there of the website the national number for domestic violence. If you're experience anything at all, you can call that number. But within our organization, we have counselors, we have prayer warriors, we have people that can help you figure out a plan to move, and all different kind of things that are part of that organization. So yes.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much. And thank you, Kyria, for being here today. Really appreciate you. And you'll keep doing this work. You're doing a great job. I look forward to seeing you next year in Belize at the next Powerful Women's Summit 2024. I look forward to that.
Thank you very much. And a last message that bullying is not only a violence. Bullying can be an emotional abuse that start with only one actions, and the actions can take more than life, and so much to work with. And I'm inviting to everybody that to share this message, because everything starts with only one action of lacking and hitting, and also is an emotional distress that can cause a life. And thank you for having me in this program.
Thank you. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Oh gosh, Crystal, what another amazing day we've had together. I'm always honored and blessed to be in your presence, as well as the people that are in your community, or now our community. That's right, Women OIII. I know, I'll get used to it. It's a new thing for me. So go to Women OIII, check it out, check everything out that we're doing over there, as well as go to sisterslivesmatter.com. Check that out as well. See what you can do in order to, be part of what we're doing, because this is really all about elevating, creating greater impact on the planet. And we do this together. We don't do this alone. So definitely join us there. Crystal, last words for today?
Yeah, I just want to say that there's, statistics show that there's over 200 and some thousand people in the United States, and then millions of people worldwide that suffer from anxiety and depression disorders. Mm-hmm. And those are the ones that are diagnosed. And so in order to not be one of those people, and to rise above and to really step into what you're meant to be here to do, come and align with us. Come and be a part of what we're doing, because a lot of people have anxiety and depression because they're not walking in their purpose. And so and it doesn't mean that you're on any specific economic level. It doesn't mean that that you don't already own your own business. You can be depressed and have anxiety owning and running a multi-million-dollar business. And so for what we're doing with Women of Impact and Innovation International is to just help one another by honoring wisdom, first of all, and then raising up that next generation of powerful professional women leaders. And that doesn't mean all young people of 15, 18, 20, 24. You can be a rising woman starting at age 60 or so. Linda always talks about she didn't start till she was 50. Okay. So what we're saying when we say rise up that next generation of powerful professional women leaders, it can be at age 40, 50, 60, 70, whenever it is that you want to start, you're still on this earth. So let's get started together.
Yes, there's no time like the present to get started, to live the life that you truly want to live. So go out there, join us, go to womenoiii.com, check it out. Crystal, thanks so much again for being here and for bringing these amazing women into my life. And I look forward to seeing what we do together next.
Awesome. Sounds great. Thank you, Linda, Sunshine West.